Hello everyone and welcome to this video about power of belief and what stops us from believing, from having faith in what we want. Alright, so I'm happy you're here and so I'm gonna start with saying that there are two main forces in universe, the force of love and the force of fear. And so the fear is something that actually stops us from believing. It stops us from actually feeling capable to do what we want and to be able to receive what we want and to have the life we want to have. The fear, you can imagine, that is the contraction. That is the contraction force in our even physical body. When we feel the fear, we contract, and so we don't allow that light of flow of universe of love to flow through us and to give to us what we require, what we need to grow, to expand, to evolve, to be healthy and happy, and have everything that we want in our life. So so that is in a nutshell of like what can be stopping us actually from believing in what we want, because what we want, it is something actually much more aligned with love, with light, with this higher intelligence of universe, with this order, like high order of things, and health, right? In all the areas of our life. That's usually like, that is what we want. Something in that regard, in that vibrational frequency. And so, so how can we move more and more towards that? And the power of belief, right? Like that's the title of this video, the power of belief. And so how can we sort of like use that and see how it can actually provide results for us and help us? That power of belief is the understanding and the connection to the power of love, to that power of love and possibility and the universe on that high level. So I just have like sort of like couple of tips as I was journaling that I just gonna say. So so ignore anything else and don't believe in it. Don't believe in the fear. Ignore everything else. Sort of like when you have that good belief, right? The power of belief, the belief you want to have. Like, for example, I am healthy, I'm abundant, I am powerful and capable. And so ignore everything else that's not aligned with that. And don't look at anyone else, what they are doing, what they're thinking. Don't even look at them. Sort of like don't put anyone else into your field of attention, feeling and seeing and being. And don't look at the parts in yourself that resonate on the frequency of fear, on the frequency of disbelief, and because those ones are actually, they are formed like this ego self. They are formed on some kind of disconnection within our system that happened in our life. And those ego thoughts and beliefs and ideas that we might have, which is like, it's not true us. It can feel like that's what I'm thinking, that's what I'm feeling, but it's actually just allowing us to step back a little bit from that and see that even that is not us. So we can choose to ignore that too, to ignore those thoughts, because they don't come from the true place, basically. And go directly into that wholeness of well-being, who you are. And it's there. It's like, even if you don't really know what I mean by that right now, and you maybe never experienced that, but you can start to experience that by just trying on the thoughts and beliefs that feel good, that feel like love, that feel like light, like expanse, abundance, and you can just sort of like try them on and be in them, sort of like consciously choosing to like be that, to embody that, to see like that, to look like that, and not to go into lower consciousness thoughts, beliefs, ideas. So it is, I find that it is actually something like a practice that we can do. It's not because sometimes it's like we might be looking for that like one moment of breakthrough after which everything is just changed. But recently I'm just actually discovering more and more that it is a constant choice from which place we look from which place we feel from, what are we choosing to like have in our awareness and our attention. Because it's, in a way, life will still be the same. It's not about changing life, well, not in that sense of like removing stuff we don't like from life and just having the stuff we want, because it's not how it works. The way it works that we change our like actual like experience, because that's what we want. We want to feel good, we want to be happy and healthy and just like to have that amazing experience of life. But how we get there is not through changing circumstances, right? It is from choosing to, again, to see from that higher expansive place and to feel, and no matter what to sort of be there, just be there and don't exit that place. Don't believe in the low consciousness ideas that our mind can bring to us, or someone else can say to us, and be like, oh, and we take it on as if it's our thought, as if it's truth, which is, it is not really, actually. And yes, so it is a practice of like trying it on and seeing like, oh yeah, well, do I really want to stay in this like different place that in which I am already whole, complete, confident, alive and true. And I find that it helps to find it in the feeling. It's like when you actually step into that place and you find it, you can say thoughts to yourself, and like, yeah, whatever works for you, like images, so you can see images, for example, if that works for you, but also thoughts, and you can say it out loud. For example, I am abundant, I am beautiful, I am healthy, I am free, I am aligned. And when you say it, really feel that, really feel that whole reality in which that thought exists, in which it is true. And sort of like step into that whole feeling state reality, not just have a thought, but keep feeling the same way you've been feeling before you try on that thought. So yeah, I find that that helps to really step fully into that reality. And thoughts can be just those like building blocks, building steps towards like this reality more and more, to help ourselves, like bridge, building a bridge with each thought that feels true and aligned to our wholeness and light. We actually allow ourselves to be more and more existing in that frequency reality that is more expansive. And yes, and then some more thoughts is, yeah, vibrate confidence. Like when you find this place, vibrate confidence, and fearlessness to be yourself. Yeah, and yeah, it's like the reliability of that love. Like when you find that place, it's like, just see how actually like stable and supportive it is in and of itself. And again, I just find that it is through experience that we can find that place. But this, I guess, just to maybe give you some like guidance a little bit, if this resonates for you, to sort of like how you can, what might work for you to get more into the experience of like confidence and trust and faith and alignment for yourself. And yeah, so why we don't believe, right? Because there is this power of belief, and when we believe and we believe, oh yeah, it works, and I am abundant, I am beautiful, I'm confident, and it's like, yeah. And then why we don't believe, and how do we actually sometimes, when we start this journey and we like, yes, 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 and sometimes we just like go backwards and into like this, like, oh, but why is it not happening yet? And we go into doubt, or yeah, like sometimes complete disbelief, and sometimes just doubt or fear again, like, which is that contraction of like, oh, what if it will not happen? And yeah. And so in my notes I have this like thought of like why we don't believe is that we have this wish and desire to do everything ourselves. It's almost like we wish, like, I don't have the same kind of word in English that I use in Russian that's like very good to explain, but it's almost like with our own hands, we want to create a change. We want to make sure and be like, yeah, how do I do it? It's almost like how some people say, it's not your business how, right? It's like when you ask universe and you know your why, you feel the feelings, you're like, yes. And when you try to figure it out, like how to do it, and you try to do it, or sometimes when you're like, and it's almost like I feel like it requires our 100% to actually be in that place, stay in that place, and move on forward in that direction, in that place of like trust and faith and good vibrations, like the experience of love and expanse and joy and health. Yes. So yeah, and I actually also tuned in for a quick link for us, so we can actually tap it out all together right away as well. So this is the system I use to support myself and the people, like my clients, with achieving better health, well-being, and also confidence and joy and like trust in ourselves. And yes, and so I tuned in for all of us who's gonna be watching this video to allow our body to actually shift something and see what's ready to change and shift for us in regards of this topic. And so how I do it is I tune in through my wrist, which is biofeedback of like body, of muscles, just telling me, like guiding me, like, yes, this and this and this wants to be seen, and something in that regard, in those places, wants to upgrade. And yes, so it's very short link. So now we're gonna just tap it out. I already got it. So as we tap our body now, right, I actually scans the whole system and finds if there is anything like this and about this, around this. It's gonna upgrade it and release any emotions around it, any fears around it. And so, yeah, and sometimes any experience we have had around this, so that we can sort of have a clean, healthy slate from which we can, yeah, move on forward with what is a better match to us. So we have belief, like belief, as I'm saying, power of belief. So just we just have this sort of like sense of belief, and there is emotional release of fear to believe in what we want to believe. So right now, our body, as you tap on your head and your heart, your body is scanning your whole system and finds if there is anything resonant to this for you. It's gonna remove that fear and let it digest and move out of the system. So releasing any fear to believe in what we want to believe. Again, there is that might be like doubt and thoughts of like, oh, what if it's not gonna work? Maybe I'm just like too like too out there somewhere, like believing something that doesn't have you know, the physical like proof. So anything like that, releasing any fear to believe in what we want to believe. and just breathe. Your body right now is doing all the work. There is nothing for you to do. Link into the space of pure truth. So this space of pure truth. Just stop. Just allowing that communication to connect and to see maybe there's like the deeper connection ready to be made. And oftentimes in this session we go much deeper than we can comprehend. We go into the subconscious mind, into the body mind, which when it shifts the way it operates, the way it's like has a more healthy blueprint, we actually experience the benefit of that in our life. So sometimes it's just like creating a new or like updating our operational system towards a newer update so that we can experience more of light and joy, and that, yeah, like stay on that wave of evolution and move on forward in life rather than like fall backwards and get stuck or like have, yeah, anything we don't want. So, okay, so that's good. And I'm getting tap out complete, and for you to drink some water, because that is helpful for your body to actually process any of those release of emotions that may have happened for you. And yes, and water is also very good to drink to stay healthy and nourished, yeah, with water. So all right, so I hope that this was helpful. Please let me know in the comments what are your thoughts about belief, about like disbelief, about like fear, and what do you think stops us from believing, from moving forward in life towards what we want. So I wish you a wonderful day, and thank you so much for being here. And yes, and if you're also looking for personal support from me, I provide one-on-one sessions over Zoom or Skype. So online we can connect beautifully through through internet right now, so you can stay in your home or any place that's comfortable, and we can dive into your body, into your body mind, what is ready to reconnect, shift, release from your body, so that you can have a better experience of yourself, of life, and yes, and move forward towards your dreams and what you actually want. All right, so I'll speak to you next time, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.